Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is my Murry mower, excuse me, that I'm going to put the 25 horse Kohler V twin engine on. This thing right here. I'm going to put this on this. And I'll tell you, the farther I get into this, the more goofy it gets. I was looking at the belt. I wasn't going to change it, but it turned out that the belt's in pretty bad shape. So I have to change it. But I got to take the steering column out, which is right there. Had to take it out in order to get the belt off and back on. So I thought, okay, well, I also needed to change the throttle cable assembly and the throttle control because it needs a longer cable there. I also have to put in a choke cable. And the gas tank goes right here, right through here. And it's kind of complicated to get it, but the deeper I got into this, I thought, good Lord, this is crazy. But because I had to take the fuel tank out, had to take this off just to get to the cable to take it out. Now, you could have got to these two screws right here for the old one. The problem is this one, naturally, the holes are a little bit off. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to enlarge both of these holes here because I'm going to use through bolts to hold that all together. But anyway, I'm gonna have to cut a hole someplace in here, and I'm thinking on this side and run the choke cable that way. But this is kind of crazy. On the Craftsman, the cable's on this side, and the throttle linkage goes around this side. Well, the throttle cable, I should say, goes around this side of the engine. But then the choke was down by the throttle cable, and it comes around this side of the engine. So anyway, it's kind of a convoluted mess, but I'm just looking forward to, I thought I was going to get the engine on today, but with some of the other difficulties that I've run into, I don't think that's going to work. But anyway, I've still got thoughts in my head of how great this is going to be, but I'm not real sure now. See these right here? These are the brackets for the hood right there. And see, that says, I don't know if you can see it very well, but 12.5 horsepower, 40-inch cut. Well, I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to take about 90% of the grill off and the headlights out just so the rest of the engine can sit, because this, see, these are the mounting holes right here on the far end, on the front end of it. So from here to here is going to be sticking way out a bunch. And I figure it's going to be coming out to approximately here. I don't know. I'd have to measure, but I did measure it, and I know it's going to come out. So I'm thinking I may have to change these. And if I change that and extend them out, then my hood's going to be too short. So I'm not real sure just exactly how I'm going to make this work, but I'll get something figured out. But I'll tell you what, this has been and is an interesting project. And I hope I can videotape a lot more of it, but I've been having so many goofy problems. And I mean, it's not nothing serious, it's just goofy. That's all I can say. Anyway, I'm going to try to get the throttle cable on, drill me a hole, put the choke cable in, and start putting this stuff back together. When I had this apart, I cleaned it up a bunch and repainted it, the column, the steering column. I took the piece off the steering wheel. I'll show you that. This piece right here comes off. Well, I took this off, and I was thinking what I could do is just take the steering wheel off, and that would make it easy enough to get to the throttle linkage and cutting a new hole and all the rest of it. Unfortunately, this thing's got this piece right here. I don't know if you could see it very well, but it's a clip, and that you have to take that clip off in order to get the steering wheel off. I tell you, it's kind of weird the way they did this. I realize from the factory's point of view, they wanted to be able to slap it together as quick as they could. But if you ever had to change the throttle cable or whatever, that would be a little bit of a job. I mean, like I said, with this black piece on, you could probably, the hole in this is for the gas tank. But anyway, you could see the holes through this slot right here. And you could probably take that off. But with the gas tank in the way, it would be a real pain trying to get the old one out and then get a new one in if you had to change it. So anyway, maybe I'm just making more work for myself. I don't know, but I'm glad I did take the gas tank out because I got it soaking right now in soapy water because it is really nasty. It was dirty on the inside, so I figured since it had dirt on the inside, I really needed to clean it. So I put some hot water on it, swished it around, dumped it out a couple of times, and it seems like that's working okay. Anyway, this is part of my project, and I just thought I would show it to you. I hope everybody's having a wonderful weekend. I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their weekend.